Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Kentucky hospitals see a spike in flu cases, causing healthcare workers to be concerned. And an old state-based healthcare market is ready to reopen, giving a one-stop shop to Kentuckians in need of health insurance.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Well, good morning again. It's 6 o'clock, almost 6:01 on this Wednesday morning, on this hump day. I'm Dakota Makris, and let's take a look at your hump day forecast with Brandon Robinson. Brandon, good morning. A cooler start to the day, which, though, that's always a welcomed surprise. Well, not a surprise. What am I saying?
Welcome change.
Change.
Yes, yeah. Exactly.
Gosh, you've had to help me out.
I was on the same wavelength with you, but listen, Here's the thing. You and I are both struggling this morning, even though it's the middle of the week, because I went to bed late. Yeah. You went to bed. Everybody just went to bed late, and we're struggling this morning. Got to get some more coffee in us. But anyway, yes, it is a welcome change as a cooler start to the morning. It's also foggy out there. We've talked about that already. Let's talk about some clouds that are trying to roll back in on the satellite and radar, and they're basically going back and forth. It was clear skies for a little while last night, and those clouds started to roll back in. We go over to US 23 at Norton. Not a whole lot going on there this morning. Not much fog either as the traffic comes through the intersection there this morning. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s and low to mid 60s there. Jackson has joined the 64-degree club along with Jonesville and Jacksboro, so we're looking at some 60s out there. Breakfast forecast, it's going to be a little bit on the cool side in some spots. You'll see a little bit of upper 50s there at times for most areas, and then we'll see again back to 60 as we head into the 8 o'clock hour. And as we look at the planner, the sunset depresses me today because 6:58, we won't get back to an after 7 o'clock sunset until the time changes in mid-March. So that's how long out we are. And then of course we've not even fell back yet an hour. So again, we still got some plenty of time to go there, but again, not today, or not too bad today. 80 for a forecast time with a mix of sun and clouds. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. Hospitals saw an extremely low number of flu and RSV cases last season because of the efforts to reduce COVID-19 cases. WYMT's Jade Saylor spoke with healthcare workers on the uptick in cases they are already seeing this year.
September to March is typically when flu and RSV cases spike, but in 2020, doctors saw the exact opposite in numbers they normally do.
It was kind of spectacular that we really didn't have any of our usual sick little kids with RSV and the flu.
In a year consumed with slowing the spread of COVID-19, other respiratory illnesses were almost non-existent.
All of the COVID-19 mitigating strategies that were used to limit the COVID-19 spread limited the spread of everything.
But as COVID precautions are wearing off, viruses like RSV started spiking as early as July. Pediatrician Major Rehas says kids born before COVID may not have the same immunity as those before.
It's very possible that people who have not been in the community and having the usual amount of exposure, when they're confronted with fresh exposure, it could be a little bit more severe.
Upticks in respiratory diseases like flu and RSV are expected.
It really is kind of reintroducing our bodies to the types of pathogens that are typically circulating in our communities.
Christy Green says they are already seeing increasing influenza numbers, and they are likely going to be higher than 2019.
I would encourage anyone that normally takes the flu vaccine to definitely take that flu vaccine this year. If you've not ever taken the flu vaccine, this might be a year to consider it.
Healthcare workers say the best thing you can do is continue washing your hands, stay home when you're sick, and get vaccinated. Jade Saylor, WYMT, Mountain News.
Christy Green says you can receive your COVID-19 vaccine and flu vaccine close together or even on the same day. Living your life to the fullest like it's your last day. That's a mantra for several cancer patients at the University of Louisville Brown Cancer Center. Staff members helped coordinate photo shoot sessions for 40 cancer patients, helping remind them that capturing a moment with family and friends leave a lifetime of memories. Kathy Kennedy remembers the day she got the news of her breast cancer diagnosis.
I wasn't expecting to get the diagnosis of stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. So that was very hard. They gave me 2 to 5 years to live.
Around 600,000 people in the U.S. die from cancer every year. Open enrollment for health plans can be a confusing time of year for many Kentuckians. But this year, state officials hope an old online system, made new again, will make things easier. Our Zach Hawk has more on what the marketplace will look like.
Connect originally came out of the Affordable Care Act in 2010, but was not available for Kentuckians until 2014. The service was removed in 2015, but is back thanks in part to federal dollars.
It's not just refurbished, it's actually reconnecting to plans other than just Medicaid.
The system will allow Kentuckians to access and compare state-managed healthcare options.
This cuts the time in half on average for application times, which is a benefit to Kentuckians. More choice, more plans, and again, one location.
For 2022 coverage, Kentuckians should see more options than the federal marketplace offered.
You can make sure that you're choosing a health plan that's got local providers. You can punch in, this is my OBGYN, this is my primary care, and shop only for plans that cover all of those people locally.
And connectors will still be available to help with every step of the process.
Somebody sent me a text this morning to update their income, and I could do that easily, and it didn't take much time out of their day or mine.
Program officials take pride in keeping the program in state.
The other big benefit is the Connect call center, which has nice people in Kentucky who answer the phone, and that we have a resolution center in Kentucky where the end of the game is in Frankfort.
You can compare plans starting October 15th, and they will be available to shop on November 1st. Zach Hawk, WYMT, Mountain News.
Connect officials say anybody in Kentucky could benefit from checking out the program and seeing what is available. Yesterday, St. Clair Healthcare recognized 4 National Guard members for their help during this recent surge in COVID cases. The soldiers will be ending their service in Moorhead and were presented the Spirit of St. Clair Award. The hospital says the support from the National Guard has made a big difference throughout all of the facilities there. Now, Guard members were helping out with non-clinical work to allow healthcare workers to focus on patients. Hospitals in Kentucky counties with a population less than 50,000 will soon be eligible to apply for a new loan program. The governor's office announced the Kentucky Rural Hospital Loan Program is going to offer $20 million in low-interest loans. The funds will be available to help with upgrading facilities, increasing staff, and providing new services. The COVID-19 positivity rate in the Commonwealth continues to slowly decline, but case numbers and deaths were up some yesterday. Governor Andy Beshear announced 2,358 new cases of COVID-19, increasing the statewide total to 717,245. There were 34 new deaths reported as well, bringing the death toll to 9,184. The positivity rate is a little more than 8%. You can always find the latest COVID-19 information over on WYMT.com. A recently released audit from State Auditor Mike Harmon's office found thousands of dollars are missing in one eastern Kentucky county. While officials say the 2019 audit of the Estill County Fiscal Court showed multiple issues, the one involving the missing money will be sent to the Kentucky Attorney General's office for further investigation. In the document, officials say nearly $6,000 of fees from the county animal shelter and $300 from the senior citizen shelter, quote, may have been stolen or misappropriated and were undetected by management, end quote. You can see the audit and the other findings over on WYMT.com. Kentucky's 3rd District Congressman has announced his current term will be his last. John Yarmouth announced his retirement will follow the end of his 8th term in Congress in January 2023. He has been serving in Congress as Kentucky's 3rd District representative since 2007, defeating Republican Ann Northup by nearly 6,000 votes in the 2006 general election. The Shaping Our Appalachian Region, or SOAR Summit, kicks off today in Corbin. This is the first time the event has not been held in Pikeville, and organizers expect a big crowd. Topics covered today include the role of post-secondary education in preparing our future workforce, the nursing shortage, downtown revitalization, and remote work. We will have extensive coverage today and Thursday.
6:10 here on this Wednesday morning, and we were looking at some dense fog across our region. Looks like we've also lost a few sensors in the last few minutes there, but we are seeing, again, anywhere it's got the white or gray there showing that dense fog. So just keep that in mind as well. Temperatures, we are kind of falling off the board there on some of those as well, but in the 50s and 60s as you head out the door this morning. Average high this time of the year 70, forecast high 80, and that's close to the record high of 84 set back on this day in 1985. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. More news is on the way. Just ahead, thousands of birds are making their way to warmer parts of the U.S., including right here in the Commonwealth.